Well, we're here at Ironman Raceway in Crawfordsville, Indiana, USA. What a sensational day we have had for the launch of the new 2016 model KTMs. Well, it's taken it to a whole new level of professionalism. The boys here at KTM USA have put on a sensational day. The track's phenomenal. We've seen some jumps that we haven't seen for quite a few years, but good to get out there and have a real great time. The bikes were exceptional and we had the full range to test, from the 125 two-stroke right the way up to the 450 four-stroke.
This bike right here is an all-new bike from the ground up. Starting with the frame, the chassis, clean sheets of paper. The teams actually got to work together for the first time, starting a new engine and new frames and putting them together and making sure everything worked perfectly and harmoniously. We've done a lot to make this bike much more comfortable. The ergonomics are so much better on this bike, all the way down to the handlebars and the grips. We've got ODI lock-on grips. First manufacturer to put them on a bike stock. Got a new neck and bar, which is lower because we've also lowered the whole seat area, to get a lower center of gravity that gives it better handling, gives it better cornering. The chassis for this bike, they've increased the torsional rigidity for better handling, but longitudinally, they've made it actually with more flex, so it takes up the big hits better, it goes straighter through the whoops, but once you get in the corner, it drops in the corner much easier because it's much stiffer in the turns. With this bike, whole new suspension setup. 4CS forks on the front. On the rear, we've got a new WP shock. It's actually shorter, but has more travel. And that comes through the whole suspension system with the swing arm linkage, the new swing arm. There's less fade, there's more control, there's more dampening control because you have less heat, saturation, and less fade. So it actually performs better, longer into the moto.
So the reason we bring a lot of journalists here is we want you guys out there to get an impression of the motorcycles before you get to test them yourselves. For this year, we actually get the American specification motorcycle. We just feel that the American spec suits the Australian tracks a whole lot better. The media come out, throw a leg over, get an impression of how the bikes feel, the new technology. They also get to speak to the R&D engineers about the thought process about building the bike, so they can translate it to yourselves at home, and I guess you can make an informed decision about which motorcycle would suit yourselves.
For me, the biggest improver out of the three was the 350. In the past, the 350's kind of felt more like a bit of a 250 and it's kind of been stuck in that middle ground. Now it's suddenly got the power, the torque and the rideability to belong in that 450 on that open class. So I think that'll be a real surprise bike to a lot of people. It still maintains its really easy riding, but actually just has some substance to the power now. It's definitely the most improved of the three models that I rode today.
You can notice definitely the bikes have shaved a little bit of weight off, and you can feel that out there on the track. A little bit more power on every single bike that I rode from last year's model, but it's been transferred into a nice, smooth, torquey type of power. It's not the type of power that's going to wrench your arms out of their sockets. I'm a big guy, I love the 450, but to me, it's just such a good bike. It's an absolute gem of a power plant. You roll it on, you got so much torque. If you want that brute horsepower, it's there to get you up and over just about anything that you want. That 450 is a diamond of a bike. Well, that's a wrap here for the launch of the new 2016 model KTMs at Indiana. Of course, Ironman Raceway, the United States of America. We've had a blast. Thanks so much for joining us.